Everybody, welcome back to Manor and Brass, episode 45 with me, Sid, and this is the first episode of anything that I've done since I got back from my holiday, but I haven't done it when I got back from my holiday because, of course, I pre-record an awful lot. So I'm actually pre-recording this before I go on holiday, and consequently this might be a shorter and simpler episode than usual. So last episode, apart from doing a little bit of Demon Realm raiding, we put in this old smuggler's dock down here. Now, you know, in your own story or narrative, this could be an active dock. It could be, you know, it's unlikely because it's actually not very secretive, is it? But the cliffs out here need to be textured, all of this. We need to do all of this landscaping around here, and all of this area up to about there, around here, all of this area, all of the stuff around here needs to be landscaped and finalised, because this is taking quite a while. We've still got the dock area to do, we've still got all of this area around here. Bits of this are done, you know, it's getting there steadily. So, to expedite this faster, give me... Oh, I've already got it, okay. I have been out into the world and I've borrowed a few structures, as I do. Now these are, I've only got a couple of schematic cannons, but that's not a problem. I have got plenty of stuff. These are simple structures. They're not going to be excessively hard to do. I can only do one at a time anyway, because they are all contained in this chest here. And we are going to put in, I think it will be that one first. In fact, let me just check. Yep, that's the one. So that's going in there. We're going to give it... I don't think it'll need more than those. And off you go. So yeah, I've been out to one of those nice small villages, the ones with the white concrete buildings, and borrowed a few of their structures because they're more in keeping with this than they are with that. Now, what I do over there when I expand and put some town over there is going to be largely old style-y village, but over here, and I might see if I can find a few other styles just to mix in, but over here we're going to keep it simple, and we're just going to whack down a number of small village huts, and that will kind of fill in some of the big blank spaces on the canvas, ready for us to put the detail down with the plants and all of the other bits and pieces that we're going to need for this, moss and trees, maybe a few bits of furnishings for some park benches or whatever, you know, just background noise really. So that will be this. I may even introduce a few free roaming villagers into the area, just because. Now, how much did you use? You barely used. I'm not even going to put. So that should be this, and I think we'll I've got some on my personage, but we'll pop one of them there and one of them there, and I think if it didn't get it, or it looks like it might not have got it, well, some of these little structures have got what's the word I'm looking for? Now that should be nice village. It's 1, 2, yeah, that should be nice village 3. We're just going to give you one piece of gunpowder. I just gave you 2, didn't I? Yes, okay. Doesn't matter. And this is going to start coming in and digging into this hillside here. In the meantime, we've got one going over here, which is nice village 4, which is the biggest of these structures. That can go in there, and you can have maybe just the one for now, because I still think 400 blocks is going to be more than enough to build this, and we can probably, actually I do need to do one thing before I commit, and that is change myself back on off. I need to recharge my silk ring actually. I wonder whether we've got a similar problem over here. We have, so we'll pop those in like that, and similarly like that, just to make that feel a little better. And actually it's, oh, that's interesting. I did not realise it would do that. If you're wondering what's so interesting, I'd like you to look at that fence post. That fence post has actually not got the connection, because it wasn't schematically done like that. So the schematic cannon might be a way to actually place fence posts. I think you had may just be a way to place fence posts without any connecting to the other block. Okay, and we'll take you and you, and we can come over here and we'll place you down there, and you can go. In the meantime, we'll get you ready, and you're going to go about here with that schematic in it, and like that. And I will come back once that's built. But as you can see, it really is just starting to fill the area up, and then we just need to give it proper landscaping. So I'll be back in a moment. Alright, and with the magic of editing, we are... the magic of editing, that's an old phrase, isn't it? You don't hear that anymore. Editing is just not even magic now, but back in the day, with the magic of editing. Yeah, so we need to just do a little bit of work over the edge of this cliff, just a little bit more texturing around here. These are growing, vines are growing in nicely. So I do need to, where's my snippy snips? This is all what's left over, by the way. Can I? You can, but that is not what I wanted to do. So let me just get rid of that, because that one is that one as well could be snippy snipped. I think I'm going to have to get rid of those because I just don't think they are going to play ball. But that doesn't matter because the entrance is covered by traditional vines which we can snip later. Right, let's start next with, just get rid of that lot. You can go in there, actually you can go away, and I'll scan that for now. So now I need to get my rocks out, if you'll pardon the expression. Sorry. You know when you suddenly think about what you just said and realise that it did not sound the way you thought it was going to sound in your head. Yeah, that was one of those moments. We definitely need a shovel. Because, oops, no, let me have a look. Have I got a shovel? I don't actually have a shovel, and I'm thinking I'm going to get rid of this. I don't think it really has any place in my life. I think I have more than enough space. In my standard inventory, because I'm going to get rid of a lot of the other stuff like carrying bones or wood or logs, because I don't need any of that. This stuff can be picked up remotely. So that's going to be a thing that we work on between episodes. I mean, I'm not going to bore you with inventory management. However, I may bore you with some sapling selection. Let's get a few of those. I definitely want these ones. 1, 2, 3, 4. Take them all, in fact, and I'll probably chop a few down just to get some more saplings out of it. Nightshade, I might throw a couple in. I don't know whether there's much use for them, but I can't remember. That's massive, isn't it? So I don't know. That is a massive. We've just got to be a little bit careful about what we planned. Like rainbow eucalyptus, massive. I think these are all pretty big plants. Withering oak. One of those might fit in around the place. And then of course we need bone meal. And let's go and let's start off with a nice apple tree. Actually, let's start off with a nice withering oak right next door to the graveyard. Yes, that was probably a good call. Then we'll have an apple tree just over here, I think. Yeah, I don't want the giant ones. I mean, that's big enough, I think. With maybe a bit of a cherry tree sticking around somewhere as well. Maybe we'll have another apple tree here. Wow, that's a tall apple tree. And I think we shall put an apple tree here, and that should do us for these. Let me get my nightshade sapling. Don't know where to put it. If there is anywhere actually around this bit that I want to put. No, I don't think there is. Not there anyway. Let's try here. Yeah, that works. It's different and it's pretty. And then maybe grow, damn you. Oh no, I'm out of bone meal. What am I going to do? Oops, hello. Let me grab that. No, I think we're too close. I think we're going to have to go maybe over here with one of these. Actually, yeah, that looks alright. Maybe we'll stick another ether sapling here. Not ether. And if I can get away with one, maybe a thingy there. What about I suppose we could always. Have I got anywhere that's a little bit beachy-fied? I mean, that's a little bit beachy-fied, but it's not really what I was looking for. But I'll bet I could get away with that. Yeah, why not? Doesn't hurt. Right, so first things first, tuff, diorite and gravel I think are my blocks of choice. Tuff, a couple of blocks of that. In fact, yeah, we'll go for 3. We'll have not diorite, andesite. We'll have a bit of that, and we'll have a bit of that. And we are going to go to Swapsy. Oh, we're already on Swapsies, and we'll start off with, actually not gravel, we'll start off with andesite. And we're going to did I do that inside? I did a little bit, didn't I? But we can always do a bit more. Not necessarily necessary, it's not very visible from outside, but I tell you, this swap spell is awesome. Just the flexibility of being able to do this without having to dig everything out and put it back. Almost wish that they put something like this in vanilla. Like it, not, you know, things aren't the same. But we got plenty of areas. Where we can just put that little bit of variety in, and then we'll go with tough. And the reason I'm doing gravel last is, of course, gravel is a gravity affected object, and as such will collapse if I place it and it's not, and then go and do that. I think I would get away with it with swapsies, but you know, why bother? Why bother pushing your luck, eh? I mean, this tuff, it's an interesting block tuff, because I think it got a bit of a short change in the update where it was brought in, because it really didn't have any blocks that you could, you know, interchange it with, and any stair variants, and it's such a nice block, but it's really useful for texturing. And I use the word texturing and not gradients. I am still, my jury is still out on this. You see, that's what I didn't want to do. Okay, that's simple enough. Yeah, this kind of fascination, and don't get me wrong, it looks good, and I'm, you know, when I watch some of the hermits doing the texturing and stuff, it is really nice, but I'm just not sure about how it feels to me, because buildings don't do that in real life. Now, seriously, they don't. I mean, you know, I won't say I have a habit of, because that sounds like it's some kind of peculiar weird kink, but I will go on walks at times, or when I'm driving around, and I'll look at some of the architecture around the cities that I get to. I'm lucky enough to live in and drive around, and, you know, a lot of our cities, I live in Nottingham, which is, of course, a very old city, and has got a mixture of architectures ranging right back from Nottingham Castle to more modern things. Like, you know, the university I work at has just bought an architectural masterpiece, apparently, called Castle Meadow, which was designed by some architect and is really famous, and yada yada. I don't get it myself. Right, but you get to see these things, and with the exception of some of the concrete buildings where you get staining, where you get that kind of stuff, most buildings just don't gradiate like that. It's just not how buildings work. I would like a whole load of moss. Now, I could make a moss machine, which would be relatively easy, or I could just go and find myself a lush caves and dig up a whole load of that. And I happen to know where there is a lush cave, so I'll do that because it's nice and simple. And moss machine another time. I'm really not, well, for one, I'm not that good at redstone that I could make a moss machine. I would probably have to go and borrow somebody else's, so that would involve me going off watching a video on how to make a moss machine and yada yada. I know the basic principles, but it's not over there, it's over here, of the moss machine. Let me F7 that, I don't really want that on. But if I actually had to do the redstone for it, well, that might be somewhat more tricky for me, shall we say. Let's just get ranged torch. I wouldn't mind actually picking up a load of this either. Because there's metric crap ton of it down here, so. As well as clay. As long as you don't leave any spawnable blocks, then you should be fine. Right, I'm just going to do a little bit of harvesting around here and I'll be back in a moment. Alright, got a whole load of moss. Now I'm just doing some swapsies and actually that would I'd like that to come out. That's right, yeah, let me just replace that. I wanted a shovel, didn't I? There we go, that one will do. Because we were going to just these, I'm just going to go in and around the back here. We're going to just do that, I think. I don't think there's any much point in getting very fancy with a lot of this. Similarly here, for example, and here. I mean, it just does the job, doesn't it? Let's stick you in my tools. Oh, that probably needs to go in there. Yeah, and then for these areas, I'm just going to I'll take out the odd bit and replace it with dirt so grass can grow back. I don't want it to be all moss. There's a limit really to how much of that you can get away with. But the other thing that's nice, of course, with moss is hit it with the right, is you can hide glowstone under it, or light sources I should say, not necessarily glowstone, because it doesn't really matter. But it just kind of breaks up the monotony. Especially, around this area where we've got quite a lot of torches and alternative light sources. So pretty much the same, but then take out a lot of the bushes and a lot of the individual bits. And to be honest, you can do that. These break so easily. It's probably easier just to do them by hand. And get them like that. So yeah, let me work on this. We will then get rid of all the light sources. We need to do all the way around to here before we start playing with. Hello. You. Did you drop anything for me? Don't think so. Certainly chucked quite a few things at me though. Anyway, yeah. So I'll carry on with this. I'll be back in a short while. Alright, I think that is probably it for now. In terms of this, there's a little, actually there's not quite, there's a few bits down here I just need to illuminate. So let me grab some glowstone. I think 3 blocks of that should be sufficient. Moss carpet, 3 of those should be sufficient. A couple of moss, maybe 3 moss blocks and some bone meal. And what we should be good to do, I think here, is whack down that, no, that and that. Get rid of you, take you out, put you in, along with that. And that is that non-hidden light source gone. We're going to do similar here. Now this is going to be a little bit more difficult, so rather than moss it all up, I will do that. And similarly we'll do that there, and that should now have all of the artificial light sources gone. The vines have grown in, we've got lots of bamboo and sugar cane growing around the water edge. And basically I've gone around and spammed vegetation around here. I don't want this to be too nice. The village itself is largely sorted up until here, so we can take a view from, say, this angle, and it's done. There's no weird light sources, no nothing. And what I am actually going to do, I'm going to just get rid of those, is we will come over, what do we reckon, there. Maybe we'll do that for the thumbnail. Now I want to have a look at going back to Manor and Artifice specifically, but first I did pick up this guy while I was out in the thing, so you can have a little home in there, can't you, sir? Oh, don't swim up that though. I don't want you hurting yourself. You're going to, aren't you? Immediately. I'm sure you will. Well, if you do, you do. He's not a problem. Yeah, so from a point of view of the island now, I think we are largely all the way around there. The centre is largely done. It's really kind of that and this area over here, which just needs a little bit of TLC, well, quite a lot of TLC, not a little bit. So yeah, that's a thing, and we will do some more borrowing of buildings, because those new fancy town stroke village things are quite nice. However, I want to have a look, and I didn't really need to come over here to do it because I've got the things, but if I have a look at let's have a look at legs, for example. I have got iron rocket legs, iron basic legs, iron reinforced legs, so and we got rocket legs. Now I do want to get into making better golems, but let's have a look at torsos. So that is a iron mana torso, basic torso, so we'll take that. And then we've got arms. No, we have got arms. I've got an axe, and I've got an axe, hammer, caster, don't have much in the way of iron arms, do I? I've got an axe arm, but not a sword arm, stone blade arm. Let's have a look at heads. Heads, I have only got smart. I've got a gold smart head, and I've got a gold horn head. I don't know what a horn head is. Maybe we should actually do some research on that. But if I wanted to make obsidian, tier 4. Need a whole load of stuff and things and stuff and a moat. And a construct frame head. Okay. Which is that way. See, what I want to do is I want to put some guard things. So maybe the rocket legs might be the way to go. Let me just do a little bit of research and I'll be back in a while. Alright, I have decided we're going to go with parts we've got initially, just for this basic golem, and we are going to get into more advanced golem construction next episode, because I want to build some proper golem guards that will just wander around this place and, you know, do their thing. So what I need to do is we're going to start off with the armor stand. We are going to pop you down here, and then we're going to stick on, it's mainly iron, but he's got rocket legs so he can get around. He's got a left arm, he's got a shield, it's an axe, left arm, not a blade, left arm. Unfortunately he's got a shield right arm, and he's going to have a gold smart head. So pretty good to start off with. Now we do need to get a delegation station, and I don't know whether to have these out in the open or let's just leave them there, shall we? Now there should be a patrol option, and the patrol has 5 points. How long should the construct wait at each patrol point? Let's do how do I increase that then? Interesting. Right, let's worry about that one in a second. We need to get, I need to actually get more of these rune markings. I need 4 of them. Alright, perfect. Exactly what I had. Alright, let's get this lot in. So we're going to start off here, and then we're going to patrol to here. Then we're going to come down to here. Then we're going to come back over to here. And then we shall come down and we shall patrol as far as, say, here. And we shall pop that, followed by that, followed by that, followed by that. Doesn't actually matter how long he stays. Control, Alt. Doesn't appear to have any means of changing that. But that's fine, because now we can take our bag, we can pop all of those away, we can get out the bell of binding, and you've got the animus dust. Got you back. We are going to interact, bound to construct, and I am not regretting that. Super Golem. Da, da, da. Oh, that is, yeah, we are definitely going to be playing more with that lot once we get going. But he's, I mean, maybe walking would be a better thing, but oh, and now he's stuck. Okay, we probably need to revisit that. But oh no, he's managed to work himself out. He's not best at avoiding stuff, is he? Then he's off back to there. Bonk. I'm really chuffed with them flying rocket legs. They are they're definitely something that could be fun. Anyway, that's the plan. We're going to have a number of these golems, probably diamond. I might go out of my way, get a little bit excessive on the diamond side of things. I really do need to. That's just annoying as hell. Maybe we need to change that. And then he's going to get stuck again. I don't know what to do. Even though he can fly, he's confused. But that's fine. As soon as something bad turns up, he'll beat 9 bells of snot up out of it using... Oh dear, that was not so good. Okay. Using his axe. But I love that flying animation. That's brilliant. I think they might make the other ones walk, though. Anyways, that's it. Until next time, we will work some more on our golem. I may even build a Golemancy lab. In fact, I may even have the right place for it. Let me just... because the one thing we haven't played around with is this space down here. I mean, we'll need an access of some description, but it's, you know, with magic teleportation, I don't even think I need to be able to physically access the space. Mind you, I do need to be able to physically pick the golem up and get him out, don't I? Oh, that's a thought. Maybe we just have it out there. Have a door on one side, just and they can come out. It's a possibility. Okay, yeah, that's a definite possibility for next time. But on that note, thank you very much for watching, guys, and I will see you soon. And bye for now.